Hello everyone, let's look at the new features and changes that Microsoft is rolling out as part of the September 2025 update for Windows 11 version 24H2. The Patch Tuesday update is scheduled for release on September 9th, 2025. Also remember that the company always rolls out new features and big changes slowly, so it will take some time until these improvements reach to everyone. Okay, first, in this release, the Recall app introduces a new homepage that groups your recent snapshots and top content for easier access, as you can see right here at the bottom of the page. Also, as part of the new design, the Recall app will give you a greeting and the current date. And you also have a search box that will allow you to look through your activities. Even more, there is a new left navigation pane that allows you to jump between the different pages. And from here, you can access the timeline to go through your activities. You will also notice that the timeline slider is now located at the bottom and the controls are available at the top. When Click to Do is enabled, you can select content such as text or image from that snapshot to access the different AI actions. And all the other controls are the same as before. Now, from the bottom left, that's where you're going to access the settings menu that allows you to take different actions, and those are the same as before. In September, Microsoft is also updating Click to Do with a new interactive tutorial that you can access during the first time that you launch the application, or from the More Options menu, you can find the tutorial right here. So in this tutorial, it's just to give you different tips to start using the application. Now, as part of the Windows search experience, Microsoft is updating the feature. So now when you perform an image search, the results for photos will be displayed in a grid view, as you can see right here. Now, if we go to the Settings tab, and then if we go more specifically to the lock screen page, now the ability to control the widgets on the lock screen has been available for some time, but these new settings were only available for users in Europe, and now Microsoft is making available for everyone. So after installing the September 2025 update, you will see this new widgets setting, and from here you can add and remove widgets, and you can also turn on this option right here, and that will suggest different widgets that you can use on your lock screen. Now, if we go to File Explorer, when you right-click an image, you will notice now a new entry called AI Actions, and depending on the type of file that you have selected, then you're going to see different actions that you can take using AI. Now, if you want to control the options that appear on this menu, you will have to go to the Settings app, and then on Apps, you're going to find this Actions page. And from here, you can enable and disable the options that are available through that AI Actions menu. So if we turn off all of these, and then we go to the same image again, we're going to see that the actions are no longer available. And one thing I noticed, and you can see it too, is that disabling all the actions will not remove the AI Actions entry from context menu. Now, if you have a Microsoft 365 subscription, you can also right-click a document, and then you will be able to do things such as summarize that specific content. And finally, this doesn't apply to everyone, but File Explorer will now show the people icon under the activity column for the recommended section on the homepage. However, like I said before, this is limited to some users. For example, for those who use a school or work account. Windows 11 is also updating the sign-in screen with visual changes if your computer is configured using Windows Hello Face, fingerprint, or a pen. For instance, if we lock the computer, and now we're going to get into the sign-in screen, and then you will see this is the new animation, with the icon that represents the sign-in method to improve the experience to understand the type of authentication that you need to use to access your computer. Now, you're going to see that type of animation across the different dialogues that might need to use Windows Hello to authenticate. For example, if you need to create a passkey when you start the process, you're going to see this is a new animation as well. And here, I'm just going to type my PIN, and there you go. Now the passkey has been created on this computer for this specific account. Now let's open the Settings app and let's go to the Advanced page. This page is new, however, is the one that replaces the For Developers page. And all the settings that used to be in the For Developers page, it will be available on the Advanced page now. And you also see some new features. For example, the option to enable the long path is new. Virtual workspaces is also new. And from here, you can enable and disable features such as Hyper-V and Windows Sandbox. So basically this page introduces many of the features that you used to have to enable through the Windows Features page using this interface. As you can see, we have Windows Sandbox, Hypervisor, Virtual Machine, and those are the features that we can turn on right now using this page. And then at the bottom of the page, you're going to find the For Developer settings that also used to be on the same page. Also, as part of the September 2025 update for Windows 11, the Settings app is getting updated with a new AI agent. And while this feature has been available for some time, it was limited to Copilot Plus PCs with the Snapdragon processors. However, now the AI feature is coming to AMD and Intel processors for Copilot Plus PCs. So basically now you will be able to use the search experience on the Settings app to quickly find and apply changes to the system. For example, if you need to change the brightness of the screen, just type in brightness. It will trigger the AI agent, as you can see right here, and you will be able, with just one button, change the brightness of your computer. You can also type, for example, my mouse pointer is too small, and then the AI agent is going to understand your natural language and is going to offer the ability with one button to change the cursor size. And you can also undo the change as needed. Now, on the Settings app, if we go to the home page, we're going to find a new card that is called your device info that will display the key technical specifications for your computer, including processor, storage, graphics card, and memory install. You can always click right here and that will take you to the About page where you can find more information about your device. Now, if we go to Privacy and Security, and then if we scroll down and we go to Text and Image Generation, we're going to see a new recent activities setting, which allows you to view the recent requests to use text and image generation with AI from different third-party apps installed on your computer. As part of the September update, Microsoft is also bringing many of the legacy control panel settings to the Settings app. And this time around, the settings or features are coming to the time and language section. So if we go to date and time, here we're going to find a bunch of different settings that were previously only available on control panel. So for example, now you can add additional clocks using this setting. And from here, you can add up to 2 clocks. When you click the change button, you can set the time zone. You can also add a nickname for the specific clock. Then if we click in this area, we're going to open the calendar flyout where you can also see the secondary clock. At any time, you can reset the clock to disable it. Now, this setting is also new for the date and time section and allows you to change the date and time format. And Microsoft is even adding an option to change the symbol for AM and PM. Also, Microsoft is adding the option to show the time on the notification center. If you turn this on, when you open Notification Center, you're going to see the full clock right here, even with seconds. Another option that Microsoft is adding to this page is the ability to change the time server. So if you want to point your computer to get the time from another domain, you can specify it right here. The default is the time.windows.com. Now on time and language, if we go to language and region, if we click on Windows Display Language, we're going to find that Microsoft is adding a new option to add support for the unique code UTF-8 for worldwide language support. Under additional settings, we're also going to find 2 new legacy options that were previously only available on Control Panel, and that includes the ability to copy the current user settings to walk on screen and system accounts, and the current user settings to new user accounts. And finally, if we click on regional format, in this particular release, Microsoft is adding the ability to change the number format. And you can also change the currency format. And as part of this update, Microsoft is also adding some settings to the keyboard page to control the character repeat delay. And also for the text cursor, you will find an option to change the cursor blink rate. However, on my installation, I couldn't find those settings. Also, in this release, we have an updated version of the Task Manager. And what's new on this version is that now the CPU usage information will be more consistent. You will see the same CPU workload across all the pages, matching the industry standards. And if you want to see the legacy metric, you have to go to details. And from here, you have to choose the CPU utility option. As part of this release, Microsoft is adding a new option to debloat the operating system using a group policy option. So if we go to group policy, and then if we drill down to Windows components and app package deployment, we're going to find this new policy, which of course is only available for Windows 11 Pro and higher releases because the group policy editor is not available on Windows 11 Home. And from here, you can enable this option and you can choose the applications that usually come installed by default on Windows 11. And then the next time that you create a new account, that account will be added without the built-in applications. So this is not an option to remove the default apps from your current account. It's just for the process of creating a new account. As part of this release, you're also going to notice that Microsoft is making available a new design for the Widgets board that uses the WinUI version 3 platform that was previously only available for users in Europe. And finally, as part of this update, Microsoft is making generally available the Windows backup for organizations. And basically, it is the same app that users running Windows 11 Home and Pro are already used to. However, now the option is available for organizations. And that's it. Those are the biggest features and changes coming as part of the September 2025 update for Windows 11 version 24H2. As per usual, the company will be releasing different fixes and other small changes, and you can check the video description to get a link to the story with more details about this particular release. Remember to let me know what you think about these changes in the comments, like the video, share it, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet, and I just hope this video was informative for you, and I would like to thank you for viewing.